When you play PC mode, usually you clear consecutive 4-height PCs. However, sometimes you get the opportunity to clear a 2-line PC. And sometimes that can be beneficial for you, but it can also send you straight into the worst possible scenarios. So how would you know whether the 2-line PC you take is worth it? Let's get right into it. The number one rule is to keep track of what PC you're on, because that's going to help you determine what PC you're going to get taken to once you do the 2-line. It's also going to tell you what pieces you're guaranteed to get, and you can determine whether it's worth it based on that. Here's a visual made by Jimothy illustrating piece composition and how 2-lines behave in a PC loop. Basically, doing a 2-line PC will take you 4 PCs ahead in the loop. Suppose you do a 2-line PC on 2nd PC, you'll be taken to 2 plus 4 is 6, so 6th PC. Suppose you do a 2-line PC on 6th PC, you'll be taken to 6 plus 4 minus 7 is 3rd PC. And I subtract 7 here because 7 PCs is the same as 1 full PC loop. Pictured on the screen right now are all of the 2-lines you can possibly get. It's really unlikely that you're gonna see most of these though, because they're pretty rare. The first 2-line that most people will probably encounter is the 2-line on 2nd PC, and most of the time, you run into this situation by solving PCO with T, S, and Z. Some more advanced players may choose to completely ignore this 2-line, because you're guaranteed to save T if you do the right setups for this 2nd PC. Otherwise, you'll be taken to 6th PC, and the general consensus is that it's not really that great. However, if you're missing O from 6th PC, it's usually okay. You can still get 2-lines from other PCs, but do take these at your own risk. If it saves T, then it's usually good though. The next PC that you're most likely to encounter a 2-line on is 3rd PC. This 2-line is only possible for extra O 3rd PC, and then you have a 1 in 7 chance of getting the 2-line. This will always take you to the same 7th, which is TSZ 7th. It's 100% and has pretty good prospects for extra T-spin solves if you're playing Ultra. Personally, I always take this 2-line, but some people argue that it might not be good because it takes you close to 1st PC, which is pretty bad. It's really up to you whether you decide to take this 2-line. I think most advanced PC mode players would agree that 5th PC 2-line is the best 2-line for consecutive PCs. 5th 2-line takes you to 2nd PC, and all of the 2nd PCs have T, S, and Z in them, so they're pretty good. Pictured here are all of the 5th PCs that you can get a 2-line off of, and what 2nd PC they will lead to if you take it. Taking a 4th PC 2-line can lead to 2 different outcomes, being going to 1st PC or 8th PC. With 4th PC, you will have 5 pieces from the current bag, and if strictly 4 of those are IJLO in any order, a 2-line PC will be possible, if and only if O comes first in the next bag. This will take you to 8th PC, and you should not take this 2-line if the piece you're replacing the O with is an S, Z, or an I. However, if your 5 pieces are all IJLOO in any order, this 2-line PC will take you straight to 1st PC, and you should not take this 2-line as it's better to go to 5th than to 1st PC. 6th PC 2-line is rare, because you're going to need to replace a T, S, or Z piece from the current bag with an O piece. Taking this 2-line leads to 3rd PC, and this is only good if you're going into extra T 3rd. 7th PC 2-line leads to 4th PC, and you're guaranteed to have a T piece, so I think 7th PC 2-line is always appropriate to take. It's impossible to get a 2-line from 1st PC, but it is possible from 8th PC if O replaces any of T, S, or Z, and taking this 2-line will lead to either SC, TS, or TZ 5th. The situations where you take the 2-line PC to SZ 5th are highly situational and will not be worth it most of the time. As a summary, here is a table with all of the possible outcomes. That's it for this video, thanks so much for watching.